Hello everybody, this video is brought to you in part by the Infinite Zero and the Art Room. Found in the Discord, linked in the description. I can help pair you up with an artist or graphic designer who can get you started on your YouTube journey, or just commission for any old piece of artwork, as well as getting to know and having a talk with the community. As well as the Infinite Zero Patreon, where for a bare minimum of $1 a month, you can help support this channel, help me raise the production value, and fund the Chromatic Chronicles comic that I'm currently working on. As well, in the highest tier, getting your very own supporting and major part in the comic storyline itself. Check me out on Twitter where I draw various art of OCs and Fakemon, as well as the pages for the Chromatic Chronicles as soon as they come out. Twitch is where I do all my gaming stuff, like, obviously. Also, use and check out hashtag VsBeepieVerse to check out the Friday Night Funkin' mod a friend of mine's working on, starring everybody's favorite fangirl, Beepie. Everyone's been working so hard on it, it's gonna be great. Now thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
And they will try to enslave everyone.
You mean they haven't taken you over already? This ain't a big world. It's like half the size of Rhode Island.
Earn our trust by helping us.
You literally just said you're struggling. You literally just said that the Tuts are trying to take over the world and are possibly going to go beyond. So why the hell do I need to prove anything to your wrinkly old ass?
We must slow them down before they find the general. Surely a powerful wizard like yourself can take out their minion, the Sphinx Sakwi.
You know, last time I checked, armies had an intelligence division and a fighting division. What does taking down one do to the other? Absolutely fucking nothing. What does taking down a bunch of Sakwi fighters gonna do for their intelligence gathering? Also, what the hell kind of a name is Sakwi?
General Kappa will speak only to someone carrying the seal of the Fang. To our horror, that evil Tut Neckbet captured it before the Great Sleep. We must get it before he tricks the general into revealing himself. We shall see if you can defeat Neckbet in his chamber.
I mean, Kaba's not exactly hiding. He's literally out in the open near one of the teleporters. It'd be a different story if once you got the seal, he then appeared, but no. He's just standing in a room, all alone, while everyone around him suffers because the Crocs are awake.
I confess, Wizard, a soul scavenger sapped my strength by stealing my coin of destiny. I tried to protect the Order of the Fang without it, but to my dismay, if we are to defeat the Tuts this time, I'll need my coin of destiny. Please help me recover my strength by destroying that soul scavenger nearby.
Is everyone's magical strength based on some random object they happen to own? And if it's that fucking important, why not just eat it? You know, swallow it. Heck, Amonkhet figured that out. Just implant the thing in your body and boom, it can never be lost again. Figure what better time to mention this. Arc Mastery allows you to change the color of your power pip, basically allowing you to dual wield schools more easily. Now there are also amulets that do this, but there's one hitch. The amulets don't affect the pip color when it comes to these pack spells, which require certain color pips to work. Like the bear, it requires the purple storm pip. Wish I knew that before I splunked down like $10 to get the crowns to buy the amulet.
Yes, these will be good. They'll fit in perfectly. Now, I require something to wrap around the hilt for a good grip. The hall servants should have some leather straps. Those should do well.
Okay, are the Ice Manders willingly following the Tuts, or are they enthralled like the Fire Manders? Because I'm now questioning whether I should feel bad for beating them up and just taking pieces of leather off them.
Excellent work, Wizard. You made my plan a success. With you on our side, we are certain not to fail. I must stay and rally our forces. Your help will not be forgotten, Wizard. You have done much to earn the trust of the Order of the Fang.
Apparently, all you need to do to earn some old, ancient sage's trust is to murder people and do his chores for him.
It's time for some more training. You are becoming a very powerful wizard. It's time for you to learn how to summon a minion. Go to the library and search for information that will help you.
I mean, an AoE attack would be nice, but sure, I'll take the Storm minion that probably is just gonna taunt over and over and over again and do nothing to help. Also glad you got rid of Selene Gomez's ghost.
You brought me these scrolls because one of the Marleybonians thought they may be dangerous if they were left down there?
Zane takes a look at the scrolls you hand to him.
The scrolls of Nerini. I see why they would not want these to remain in the pyramid. I will hold on to these for you and make you are looking for...
Okay, maybe I missed it, but why don't the Tuts come out of the areas they're in? I mean, if the Nerini family just exited the pyramid, they would probably have won.
You hear thunder and some fluttering while gathering the water.
Hello, young wizard. We are proud to see you are growing strong in the Storm School. We wish you the best of luck.
They just... Apparently that needed to happen. Bunch of lightning bats come out of the sky, zap me, and just dip. Wait. The fuck's my wallet? Son of a bitch! Fan-frickin-tastic. I'll get the klepto bats.
So you defeated the Kraken in the tower. Oh, good job! This should help you further in your training.
Well, no, he's just gonna spam taunt like a motherfucker, but when we eventually get the second tier minion spells, then maybe. But for right now, this is gonna be the sack for 4 pips bitch.
You want a Mander to compete in the arena? You must be joking. Who put you up to this? Was it Bort? Such a sense of humor. There was only one Mander who has achieved that feat, and I know no one will ever come close to his skills. Now that was a warrior.
Tell me, was he swole as absolute fuck? Like, holy shit. I know this is later down the line, but the only thing different from the Lemurian Manders and the Krokotopia Manders is a change of diet. How the fuck does a change of diet make you out-muscle Schwarzenegger? Like, that's Dragon Ball Z levels of muscle. No, that's Gear 4 Luffy levels of muscle.
Entertaining. Ladies and gentlemen.
Is he going senile? Who the hell is he talking to?
Ooh, at last, someone who can help me. Please take this parchment to Zane at the library. Yes, the library is over by the prospector's camp. Ooh, I should have given this to Zane weeks ago. Yes.
Suddenly, Beast Wars Megatron.
The Wizard City News is a little outdated here. We occasionally get the paper from them, but it's been a while. Would you mind picking up a newspaper from the Wizard City Library?
Great. I guess I've been downgraded from saving the worlds to just being a paperboy. Can't imagine this ending well.
What? It's concluded that I thought he looked odd. Well, I must say that Manders are very different than anything we have in Marlebone. Actually, I was puzzled as to why he is purple. All the others I've seen are either blue or orange. Have you noticed that? I feel my ignorance embarrasses me. Would you be so good as to talk to Zane? Ask why the Manders are the colors they are.
I feel a lot of people could take notes from this literal son of a bitch.
Zooks! It makes a sort of sense now. I guess my curiosity got the better of me. As an officer and a gentleman, please apologize to Hetch for me. I didn't mean to be inconsiderate.
Okay, remember when I said people could take notes from this son of a bitch? Don't take that note. That's just the Deep from, The Boys. And if you know anything about The Boys, the Deep fucking sucks. I wanted to mention this now because I feel like there's no better time. None of the other schools have a healing spell, so to say. Like, sure, life is the healer class, but what if there's not a life around? Then you have to rely on janky, like, pet spells or whatever. Granted, Death has its whole gimmick of lifesteal. Storm has that one heal, but it's a random chance between 10, 100, and 1,000 health recovered. Fire's got one that's pretty decent that inflicts a scald on the enemy as well as healing you, but that's an over time spell, and sometimes can be very ineffective. Mist's got a decent heal, but it's a pack spell, and it's basically no better than the default Pixie. And Ice's heal, which is based on how many shields you have that it pops, it restores 100 health. So you're gonna need, like, especially late game, like 10 shields to pop just to restore a decent chunk of health. Now this is an online game where you're expected to play with a lot of people, but say you have the bad luck of never running into a Thargist, or you just prefer to play solo. That basically means you're just a berserker. You have no ways of healing yourself effectively.
Not bad, but I wonder how you'll do against a real warrior. Let me see who's... Okay, I think you're about ready to move up to fight Bort.
Bort. That's his name. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a reference to Monty Python. There are some that call me Tim.
Looks like if you...
Zeke, please get out of my backpack and stop using PIM particles to get into people's backpacks. It's downright creepy.
You think I will give up all the fame and glory without a fight? Ha! You don't even have the showmanship to be a star like me. Really? You are no warrior.
And you don't have the goddamn courtesy to be a decent man.
I am humbled by your skill, wizard. Sadly, I accept defeat, even though it was inevitable. It is clear that my days of glory are over. I guess I'll just have to settle for retiring filthy rich. Maybe a comeback tour in a few years.
Question. Is it sad or amazing that the young, inexperienced youth, who very well doesn't know what they're doing, beat the seasoned veteran who's been at this for years? I'm not sure which is worse, honestly, but whichever it is, it's probably hilarious.
What? You think you can just waltz right into the vaults of ice and take the golden fang?
Yes, I do. Because a madman is trying to end the universe just to bring back his wife for some snoo-snoo. So, shut the fuck up, give me the golden tooth, or I'm gonna put my boot so far up your ass, it's gonna be an exorcism.
Fair is foul and foul is fair. Try and take this fang if you so dare.
Look, I know you're just doing your job, but the Death Professor Goth guy is trying to bring back his wife to have that last booty call with. Can I please just have the fang and stop him first? So the thing me and my teammates are discussing here, which could very well be patched in the future if it hasn't already, is that in terms of playability, all the schools, bearing 2, have a fairly okay time. You know, a little help here and there, but it's mostly 4 schools that struggle, 2 more than the rest. Life and Death, because they don't have a low pip AoE until, well, the packs. And you know how those can be with microtransactions or farming. But that's mitigatable. You can get the spells to unlock and then have an easier time. Heck, I farmed Deer Knight before I even started Dragonspire on my death. But the 2 schools that struggle the most are Life and Balance, and it's kind of for the same reason. Ice is your tank. Highest health cap, but the lowest possible damage output. Like, you'd be struggling if you weren't having teammates. It's hard enough fighting other ice enemies because they have armor at their disposal. It's just so hard to hit things as ice because you do so little damage from the start. And for a tank-type school, you really don't have that many options in terms of defense. Like, every other spell you cast should have a add shield clause to it. Especially if you're going to lower the damage output to such comical levels. And currently, to my knowledge at least, the only 2 spells that give you a shield upon casting are the Abominable Weaver, which you get from Darkmoor, so you can't even get it until you're in level 100 of the game, and about to start the 3rd quest line, and Athena Battlesight, which is a pack-only spell, and accessible to Myth because of Arc Mastery. So that's fun. The 2 spells that are the most useful to Ice are far out of the reach of the early Ice. And you want to know what makes it worse, for me personally? Ice, in fact, has a heal spell. Yes, it's mitigated behind a Pax and Arc Mastery, but at least it's there. The problem is, it heals such an inconsequential amount of health. So the way this thing works, it has a 75% cast chance. So you could very well just fizzle and fuck it up. But it only heals you about 230 per shield it pops, and it can only ever pop 3 shields. So that's 690 health. That is inconsequential, especially in the second half of the game. Heck, not even the second arc it's useful. And max you can get maybe 1300 out of this. What's that going to do? Especially when you have to build up so much just to get it to go off properly. You're going to be dead before you can even cast it. And balance. Oh boy. So, balance is a support class. So, obviously you would think it wouldn't have that many in good, offensive attacks. It's meant to be a support group. And that's fine. But balance doesn't deal damage and isn't superior to any of the other elements. If you pick balance, you're dealing neutral damage to everything. And what's worse, life and death resist balance. So that just made your life a whole lot harder. And before any of you say, yes, balance does have spells that deal damage in the other schools. But one problem with that. Yes, you're a support type, but you don't have the school-specific support. Like Ice Blade or Storm Blade. So you can't buff those beyond the elemental or spiritual blades. And say you got one of those spells that deal multiple school damages and you got the blades correlating to them. They're not going to stack. You cast Hydra with Elemental Blade, it's going to deal 35 extra, 35 extra, 35 extra. Now, if it did stack and gave the spell overall 105% boost in damage, then I would say balance would be a lot easier and fun. And that's just for the spells that choreograph their damage output and type. For spells like that one Shadow spell from Darkmoor, and especially Spectral Blast, which is early in the game, it's random. You won't know what kind of blade you'll need. Thank God by Wallaroo, they finally figured out how to make a good balance spell. It's a balance spell that deals strictly storm damage. That's how it should have been. Or, at the very least, give them Arc Mastery early, and depending on what color pips they use, that determines the type of damage they output. That would certainly make balance more viable as a support group, and fit in with the balance theming if you can change what type of damage balance deals. Certainly would make certain bosses hell of a less pain.
Ah, you found the completed tome. All the wisdom we needed was here in this book. When the Order found the Golden Fang, it proved too powerful to control, but not too powerful to study. The spells of the Krokonomicon are based on the Golden Fang's life and death magic, but they are far more reliable. The Order never should have upset the balance and written the Krokonomicon.
Well, I mean, when you find an artifact that you know nothing about, it's probably best that you study it and understand it. I mean, if they didn't write it, Malistaire probably would have went to, say, Imperia and sucked the life out of the life and death chain, which would probably unleash the Chaos Heart and end the world as we know it. So yeah, the Krokonomicon, way less of two evils.
They sent you to confront me. You're not fit to clean the floors.
And you're not fit to be a fucking handbag.
Young wizard, the lever should work now. Open the door and I'll meet you up ahead at the lake.
I'm sorry, excuse me? Holy shit. This place really does use Time Lord technology. There's a whole ass lake in a tiny island under a sphinx. Holy fuck! My Hoovian is just going nuts!
You have fought bravely. It sickens me to know one of the Order's members gave the Krokonomicon to Queen Krokopatra. Even though it is never easy to defeat one of our own, it was the...
Okay, back the fuck up. Beep, beep, beep. Krokotep was a member of the Order of the Fang? That's literally never brought up ever when we're in the Krokosphinx. And of course, he's a simp and went for Krokopatra, but after watching Moon Knight, I kinda get it. Not gonna lie.
Young wizard, you have my eternal gratitude. I heard what you did in the Krokosphinx.
Is Selleck going senile? Or was that line meant for the balance teacher? Because He was there. We were reporting to him all throughout the Krokosphinx. So I don't know why he says he heard about us in the Krokosphinx.